Good morning. I'm Peter Milios from the Finance News Network. All three major indices rallied as the Fed kept rates unchanged, but pointed to a likely easing in September as the outlook on inflation continues to improve. The broad S&P 500 rallied 1.58%, while the Nasdaq surged 2.64% for the best session since February. The Dow Jones closed 0.24% higher. Turning to US sectors, technology was the best performing sector, surging 3.95% on the day. The worst performer was healthcare, which finished down 0.39%. The key driver on the day was the Fed rates decision and commentary. Rates were held steady as expected. Fed Chair Jerome Powell further commented that if data continues to give the central bank confidence that inflation is slowing, a rate cut in September is likely. The Federal Open Market Committee struck a slightly more optimistic tone in its post-meeting statement, saying that in recent months, further progress has been made towards bringing down inflation down closer to the central bank's 2% target. Jobs data released earlier in the day also pointed to a slowing economy and adding further support to an easing cycle. Private job growth slowed further in July as the pace of wage gains dropped to a three-year low, according to the latest ADP report. In company-related news, megacap tech names surged higher, led by Nvidia, which popped 12.8% for its best day since February, as better-than-expected results from rival advanced micro devices triggered optimism in the semiconductor space. Other tech stocks such as Apple, Meta Platforms, and Amazon were also higher. Microsoft, however, pulled back 1% on disappointing quarterly cloud revenue. Boeing closed 2% higher after announcing the appointment of a new CEO. The aerospace giant also reported a bigger-than-expected loss and disappointing revenue for the second quarter. Humana fell 10.6% after providing weaker-than-expected earnings guidance. In commodities news, money managers have closed out more than $20 billion in bullish copper bets since mid-May, amid mounting worries around Chinese demand. Copper prices have slumped by more than 20% after reaching record highs in May this year. Investment bank UBS stated that a looming crunch in supply is likely to give the remaining investors confidence to stick with their bets. There are growing expectations that smelters will be forced to cut output soon following a collapse in processing fees. Oil rose following the assassination of Hamas's political chief in Tehran after Iran's supreme leader vowed revenge on Israel. Brent crude was 2.8% higher at US $80.72 a barrel late in New York. And looking ahead to the Australian landscape, the SPI futures are pointing to a 0.2% gain. Thank you for listening.